The next one is going to be Dr. Samanta Molina Gutierrez. I hope I pronounced it correctly. And please share the screen. She's a technical manager at Synthomer. So again, someone from a multinational. And I hope you find it inspiring and take the stage.
Hello, everyone. My name, as has been already mentioned, it's Samanta Molina Gutierrez. So I will take into account the time. I will try to be brief. So in terms of my career, I am originally Mexican. So I started by studying my bachelor's degree in chemistry in Mexico City. Then I did some catalysis work for that. So organic chemistry mainly. Then I decided that I didn't want to continue. I didn't want to do my master's. I want to try industry because I wanted to contribute into producing something that someone would buy. And I went to Comex, which is the biggest company that sells paints in Mexico. So you have never heard of it, but in Mexico it's like a massive thing. So I was very happy to be there, and I was in the R&D department actually studying Pickering emotions. So it was emotion polymerization. Just hold on to that. And after a year, I decided that if I wanted to continue improving in industry in the R&D, I needed a master's. So I went to do a master's, but equally, I really like traveling. So I do love chemistry, but I like chemistry, but I have to be very honest. I am not passionate about chemistry. I just enjoy it and it's easy to me. So I was like, yeah, let's do a master's in chemistry. Why not? But I want to travel. So I got a scholarship to do a European master. So it is 1 year in one country and then you can move to another. So I did 1 year in France and the second year I did in Finland, in Helsinki. So I fell in love with France, I have to admit. Finland is great, but France, it's my one true love. And I did work also in organic chemistry, but this was supramolecular structures to create polymers. It didn't quite work, to be honest, but that was the purpose of the project. So I decided to come back to Mexico because I still had this plan of working in industry in an R&D department. So I came back to a very small company that was working in personal care products. And I had to develop a project of superabsorbent polymers. So basically polyacrylic derived things. After 1 year, no, after 2 years, I decided that I really like to work in industry, but I wanted to be the boss. I just didn't want to be one of the chemists working there. And to do that, I needed more knowledge. And if you can see, I've always worked in polymers, whereas I was working in comics, in paintings and emotion polymerization. And then in my second job, it was again polymers, although my background wasn't quite in polymers. So I decided that that was it. So I searched, and I don't know if I will be able to do this. I will not be able to move, right? Okay, I won't be able to move. So I will just disconnect myself of that a little bit. So I applied for another job, for another scholarship, sorry. And this time it was in France. I was very specific in the search. I wanted it to be in France, and I wanted it to be in polymer chemistry, but also with a collaboration with industry and also with a sustainable topic. So I was super fortunate to find something. This was all lucky time, I suppose. So I got my PhD in the south of France. This is the university I was working in. And we were collaborating with Synthomer, which was the company that Sarah mentioned. It's a company I'm working for right now. But they co-founded my PhD project. It was using bio-based monomers, bio-based molecules to create bio-based monomers and then producing polymers through emotion polymerization, which was the topic of my first job, so that we could produce bio-based latexes for coatings and adhesives. So after doing this, I really enjoyed my PhD. It was a great opportunity. I did learn a lot, which would become very useful later on in my job. But as I said, I am not passionate about chemistry. I enjoy it. So for those people like me who are not super passionate ultimately of their topic, but they like them, uh, please enjoy your PhD. Your PhD is a great opportunity to learn so many other things apart from chemistry, in my case, or the area you are in. If you can meet people, take advantage of the congresses because there or the conferences, because there are people not only from academia, but there's a lot of people from industry. So don't be shy. I was super shy, but don't be like me. Go and speak to them. Ask them what they do. We all love to speak about ourselves and what we do. So to go and talk to them, ask them what if there could be opportunities for you, and you never know. You really never know. And also, as Sarah mentioned, talk to the professors. They are always in search for students, and in industry, we're always in search for people. So please do the connections. I promise that great things come out of these conference parties and drinks and all that. So please take advantage of that. Uh, then the other thing then that I did after my PhD is it was a very confusing time, guys. I have to admit it was COVID. So I wanted to stay in France, but Sintomer offered me this position in the UK. So I said, why not? I was COVID. I wasn't sure how the things were going to develop, so I just took it. Um, I still miss a lot France, but it has been a great opportunity. So I came as the same as Sarah, but 1 year later or 2 years later, I don't know, as a senior chemist. So I went into the R&D department and I just wrote some like keywords of what I did. I still work in bio-based monomers. I am not disclosing anything that what we are doing because I can't, it's confidential, but we work in bio-based monomers. I work for sustainability. So we started the main life cycle assessment procedures in the company. I did some voice of the customer, but based or focus on sustainability because this is a very main topic in industry, guys. So if you want to go to industry, please study and get yourself some knowledge in sustainability, LCA, carbon footprint, whatever. But just get yourself some knowledge, and we will hire you because we are very interested in that. And then I did several rotations, but I decided that I didn't really want to speak to the customers because I did have to speak to the customers some like for a while, and I really didn't enjoy it. As I said, I'm quite shy, so I wanted to go back to R&D, and I went back as a scientist. And then I was lucky. I didn't get to work that much with Sarah, unfortunately, but we had some projects together, and I started proper project management, not as before. Like now, it was my responsibility. And as Sarah mentioned, in industry we have very tight deadlines. They are expecting results. It costs money, so you cannot just hang around exploring multiple options. So you have to be very pragmatic. That could be one thing if you want to go to industry. If you like to keep exploring and you feel really frustrated if you can't, maybe industry is not for you. But if you are willing to accept a challenge and comply to deadlines and make it work, like yeah, in a specific time frame, it's a great environment to develop. I spoke to internal customers, so not external. More R&D people, love it. And we were lucky enough. It's not luck; it's a lot of work, but we had a project that ultimately resulted in a pilot plant trial. So this is the most beautiful thing that can happen. Something that you develop actually going into production line. So that's for me one of the biggest like one of the biggest satisfactions I have gotten from this job. But then I got another opportunity. I got promoted, and I got to be in charge of my R&D group. So here you have to. I had to learn a lot of team management, and I have to learn portfolio management. So several projects in the same time, and we have to work a lot with continuous improvement. So Lean Six Sigma. So another tool, guys, that I really recommend you if you want to go to industry. Try to learn about it. Try to get certified if you can. That's also very useful. So just trying to conclude, um, Well, I just tried to answer the questions that you put, Leonardo, but what brought me here, my PhD was co-founded by Synthema, so it was great, and I wanted to be part of an R&D lab in the industry. What are the challenges? I already said, like the project framing, you need to be very like pragmatic in what you're doing. You have to do a lot of risk management. I am not saying that in academia you work like with all the risks, but I have to say that we need to control more the risks in industry. So there is a lot of more documentation to fill in and precautions to take. Also, as I move like higher and higher in the technical ladder, which is something that I want, it doesn't need to be your goal. Maybe you love to be a chemist and you love to stay in the lab. That's great. I didn't want that, so I kept growing. But I have to admit that I do miss lab activities. I am happy not doing that much, but sometimes I miss them. And I think that what I miss the most is, or what you have to be careful with, is not getting too distance from keeping the knowledge. Like you need to keep studying. Now I do a lot of management. My work, I do a lot of technical, but the big part of my work is to develop my people, to make sure that they are working correctly, that they have everything they need in their jobs, and that they develop into the professionals that they want to be. So so you have to do a lot of interpersonal and management skills. So if I can just, I don't know how useful is this for the people, but if I can give you another advice, guys, is it's true that in industry, I think it's true everywhere, but if you want to learn something, if you want to have professional development, don't expect your boss to push you. Don't expect your boss to say like, oh, you have been doing great, so here is your promotion. Mm-mm. Your professional development, the only people responsible for that is yourselves. So if you want something, don't be shy and ask for it. But of course, you have to perform well. Don't expect that you have a good performance and you want more. You need to show, you need to bring value to the company and even to your labs. This, I don't think it's industry specific. Don't only think of what can you get from the company. Think a lot of what can you bring to the company, because that will help you grow, will make you a valuable contributor in the company, and will put you in the fast track for promotions and growing, and we will try to pay for whatever you want if you are a valuable contributor. So that is my piece of advice. And also, just because I have seen this, people are very stressed to be promoted or to change positions each 2 years. You need to learn. It's fine. Of course, a fight for a good salary, but don't get too stressed if you don't get a promotion each 2 years. I think that is like influenced a lot by how it's called, social network. Yeah, I'm sorry, but don't get too stressed, guys. You don't need to get promotions each 2 years. You don't need to become a CEO at 30.
Yeah,
it's fine.
there is a bit of FOMO on that.
yeah, honestly, but yeah. So I don't know how much I took. I'm so sorry if I took too long.
No, it's fine. Thank you
That's
very
all.
much. We'll skip the question just so we don't delay too much. But it was super interesting because like it's like insights about industry, and I love it. Personally, I love it. I have other questions and I will ask them later. So
you can also feel free to put my LinkedIn thing. I'm happy.
Yes, I will share. I think after this meeting, I will share everything online so the people can reach out for anything. And thank you very much.